I think the consumer is still feeling very bullish and probably will be out. And every forecast is pretty much standard of over 5% growth November, December.
And they're not
sales.
checking their 401ks or their.
I think maybe at the very upper end they might be a little nervous, but presumably Wall Street bonuses will be coming through, and I think even they're off buying their Teslas in China or whatever now that they're.
Why is it? Is the environment we've struggled with? Why it's improved this year? Did the tax cuts help? Did deregulation help? The
tax cuts. You have unemployment at a 39-year low.
That's helping.
You have pay is finally starting to inch up a little bit. So I think generally the consumer is feeling just better. I mean, I think whether that feeling extends into 2019 is the key question. Obviously, the China tariffs are going to begin biting.
Jan's not worried about those.
I think they're going to have some impact, only because you're already seeing the Fed raise interest rates, housing markets slowing. So all of that is going to feed maybe into a little less consumer bullishness. But at least through this holiday season, they're going to be out spending. Basically. As Dana said, the stores were crowded.
And look at the innovation that you've seen in apparel. We haven't seen this type of apparel demand in a while.
No, in a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, people are actually buying clothes.
What is
and
the
cold
innovation?
weather.
What is the innovation in
today.
apparel again? I feel like I missed it. What's the innovation in apparel?
I think it's just it's different fabrics, it's different cuts, it's the technology going into it. It's outerwear will finally start selling. We've had a cold snap. I mean, this is the coldest Thanksgiving in decades, basically. So I think that's going to cause people to go out and buy coats again. Remember, 3 or 4 years ago, retailers couldn't give a coat away.
I have a manufacturing question on these coats. Have they already manufactured all the coats? The coats are here. They're going to sell them, or are there additional coats that now have to be made to meet additional demand?
They've made them like months ago. They're done. They're done. There's no way that they can turn them around that quickly. Basically.
Buy it now or lose out.
I thought that H&M and Zara and all of these guys are making this stuff in like 2 weeks.
If it's really a fashion item, yes. Right. But for something like a commodity, which is a coat, they're not going to make those in 2 weeks and turn them around.
But even the fashion items are 6 weeks, not 2 weeks.
Exactly. By the time they can get some items into a store in 2 weeks, but the bulk of their merchandise was made. Right. And that's the other question about the China tariffs, which is most of that is going to impact the spring merchandise, which is already on boats heading our way.
So there's no Toys R Us, really. Is that make it a different year? Do you think?
I think it'll help the Walmarts and Targets of the world, because that's where the consumer is now going to have to go to buy their toys.
That's kind of why there is no Toys R Us, isn't it? Because I mean, it's.
But they've doubled down on toys. They've increased their toy inventories to basically gain that share. FAO Schwartz is back though, so I guess maybe that.
We don't know for how long. We didn't.
Can I throw out a name that we have not talked about yet?
Which
morning?
one?
J. Crew.
Yes.
What does everybody think about J. Crew? You know, they just got rid of the CEO.
Right. The new launch, the reveal, the new relaunch of J. Crew.
This is a disaster.
Work. Right. And maybe companies like Everlane are taking some share. Banana Republic's doing a little bit better.
I'm very sad about this. I used to love J. Crew under Mickey when it was actually working.
Well, Mickey's still
when
there.
It was working 5 years ago.
Yes.
But Dana, we love Madewell, don't we?
We do. That's what's working. That's the double-digit comps.
Yes. I mean, J. Crew, they have a long road back. And they lost their consumer, and can you get that consumer back? They sort of turned their back on what was their core consumer. You, Andrew, I guess.
Right. No, I used to love it. But no, I thought the real core consumer for J. Crew was a woman, though, right?
Yes, but I mean also, they started edging up too high, basically, price-wise, and they lost that, quote, preppy consumer. They became a bit too edgy fashion.